Well, it seems to be about that time again. Another gameplay trailer just dropped for the day before. Hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here. In just a little bit, we're going to take a look at some of the new gameplay footage for this upcoming open-world zombies survival game that has been delayed and speculated to not even exist and that will never come out and whatnot. There seems to be a lot of information about this game potentially being a scam, or at least a lot of people being hesitant about getting excited about it, and rightfully so. About 2 years ago when this trailer dropped, we were very excited to see yet another awesome open world survival game, and one that looked to have a lot of polish like the day before, and a game that certainly reminded me a lot of perhaps The Division with its presentation of urban environments, but yet playing a little bit like something we hadn't yet seen before. So I'm excited to take a look at some of the new stuff here, and I'm certainly hopeful that this one will drop. And over the last few years, I've been hopeful for games like Star Citizen, for example, to pick up the pace and start making some impressive updates that truly could show the gaming community that this game, whatever it may be, is going to come out and be very, very good. Now, apparently this game is supposed to be taking place on the East Coast, but honestly, if with all the delays and the hey, we're about to release and then pull from Steam and then claim that our name was copyrighted or something and then to appear again, I don't know. I don't know what the game would be here. Now, for a lot of you who are going to speculate, and please do, by the way, blow up the comments section with what you know is going on here or what you think is going on. I tried to look into a lot of this starting back at the kind of earlier days of this, and really the speculation on this game not really truly being something that is going to, come to fruition has been there since day one. Of course, you see a game and you're always like, well, I'm excited for this. This would be cool, but it's never going to look like that. And that's true. Games often change many times in their development cycle, and this certainly will be another one of those that probably goes from maybe perhaps a more story-based game to then be open world with side quests, something more like, for example, State of Decay, rather than being something like Last of Us, although it gave those types of vibes back in, I think it was maybe 2021 when I saw it. Over 2 years now where we've covered that initial trailer, and as it was about to drop, I thought, well, this is definitely not going to come out, it's going to be canceled, and everyone's bummed. But now that it's been pulled and then is back again, and now that there's a new trailer, well, I kind of want to see what it's all about. We'll watch the trailer in just a little bit, and then we'll talk about the trailer, and it's going to be an interesting ride, I think, to see if this game actually releases, what it will be. But we have seen games come out before that have been horribly optimized at the start and then eventually redeem themselves, although I think the industry certainly needs to make a hard 180-degree turn away from that, or 90 degrees into some other middle ground where development and user feedback are both valuable, and developers are no longer pushed and shoved towards a release date, and we get something along the lines of, for example, Manor Lords, where developers and publishers can pull back the reins a little bit and take all the time they need to do it right and to go through litigation. Again, going back to what I said about Manor Lords, there's also been games like Dark and Darker, for example, that just get caught up in some sort of a weird litigation, or games like, for example, Workers and Resources Soviet Republic, where a rogue community member can take an entire game down from Steam. Yes, this actually happened. A fan basically made a mod, and then when the developers made an update to the game that covered a quote-unquote realism mode, this guy claimed to have owned realism. I don't know how you go about doing that. Trying to make a game more and more realistic is what we all want from many a game, so I don't know how the hell so many times on Steam and just in the internet as a whole, and as gamers, we can see a game be released and then somebody pull it down, or it just not be a complete package. City Skylines, I'm looking at you for City Skylines 2, of course, but yeah. It would be great, by the way, if we were all wrong here and that we have another indie dev who comes and takes the reins away from people like, for example, Call of Duty and Blizzard, and now Microsoft, who, Modern Warfare 3, not so great. And honestly, we're just getting rehashes and, kind of like just remixes of that. I guess that's okay if they did it better. I watched the campaign myself, and I'm thinking to myself, man, shooter games either are just like just continuously the same, or at least every once in a while we get something like Tarkov to come around that has the extraction shooter that then could be applied to medieval games like, for example, Dark and Darker for dark fantasy, and much more. All right, let's go ahead and watch the trailer, the new trailer, the latest one for 2023 for, November, for the day before.
The Day Before offers a uniquely reimagined journey into post-apocalyptic MMO open-world survival, artfully developed by Fantastic, and brought to you by the publisher Mytona. The open world of The Day Before is beautiful and richly detailed, set in the present day on the U.S. East Coast, following a deadly pandemic. The game begins after you are rescued by the survivors of the Woodbury colony, your new refuge and safe home.
From now on, the doors of Woodbury will always be open to you.
But first, you will create your unique character. Select a personality, choose a gender, and customize every detail, immersing yourself in our vision of post-apocalyptic America. Woodbury survivors are working to rebuild the community, constantly needing supplies, building materials, and various items. Your main task is to bring as much valuable loot as possible, and in return, you'll be rewarded with the local currency known as Woodbury coins.
Who the hell needs your junk?
Keep track of your health, hunger, and thirst indicators. And remember, dangers are everywhere here, ranging from the vicious infected to other players who are ready to take everything from you. We've designed survival in this world to be a thrilling experience. The weapons, which can be modified, are made with maximum realism to ensure that combat remains deep and engaging at all times. Each weapon boasts unique characteristics, as well as realistic reload and recoil mechanics. Completing various community tasks also presents an opportunity to earn Woodbury coins.
Well, who do I see here? How's it going, my friends?
Woodbury coins can be exchanged for ammo, from regular to armor-piercing, weapons, protective equipment, backpacks, food, drinks, and medicines. Spa access to relax, and a gym to work out. Safeguard your accumulated items by storing them in secure storage. Exchange Woodbury coins for cars to swiftly collect loot and access distant, hard-to-reach locations. You will receive your own ranch, where you can purchase and upgrade houses, as well as install furniture and decorations. The ranch serves as your cozy, safe oasis amidst the post-apocalyptic chaos. Welcome to the next generation of post-apocalyptic MMO open-world survival games like never before. Immerse yourself in The Day Before.
The Day Before, Early Access December 7.
Yeah, I don't know. After that trailer, I've got to say, like, it looks promising, as most games do with their trailers. They always try to put their best foot forward, and there's always things that make you go, okay, that could be cool if they, follow up on that and do something with that. And it's nice to see something that's a large urban environment rather than the countless amounts of, rural or more kind of a mixed map of something along the lines of Fortnite or whatever from Warzone, where it's partially suburban, partially industrial. And this certainly seems to be that too, but it seems to be trying to go for just something that maybe is more hand-tailored to what could be a very fun, hopefully multiplayer survival experience. But of course there is some actual voice acting here, some actual character creation, some NPCs and quests and other things. So I'm delighted to see that, but we'll have to see where that goes. I mean, early access on December 7th is literally right around the corner. It may as well be tomorrow, honestly. How much could they actually improve upon this game in that time? And I think what we're going to see here is something along the lines of Redfall, where it's going to feel like a very open and very cool environment where it's going to be very fun to loot things and to go into buildings, and there'll be enemies to shoot from time to time. But it just seems rather open and abandoned. I really don't know what to say other than the zombies look great, or the creatures and all the infected look amazing. It looks along the lines of Back 4 Blood, which I thought was okay. I really enjoyed that the people who made Left 4 Dead tried to come back and use even more of their skills to make a new game. Certainly not Left 4 Dead at all, but you got to appreciate them trying. So the gunplay here looks fun. The environment looks great. The inventory and all the things that you can collect and put in your backpack and whatnot doesn't seem like just a run and gun type game. It looks like there might be important things to get besides bullets and bandages and M249 Bravos. You know what I mean? Amen, brother. Hell yeah. But anyway, yeah, I'm hopeful for this game. Like, let me just say, like, well wishes. Hope it's the best thing ever. But I think we're going to end up with something that we overhyped, and by we I just mean, like, you know, the world. It's the world. When this trailer dropped was super hyped, including me. But again, remember, I think most people, certainly around the time of the Game Awards and like Summer Games Fest and whatnot, when new trailers are dropping left and right, there is absolutely nothing wrong with getting excited and being hopeful for games being good. And games oftentimes deliver on that. Like, for example, Baldur's Gate and Spider-Man just this year alone, or my personal favorites for this year, Dredge at the earlier parts of this year, and then Dave the Diver in the summer. Completely different games than the ones I mentioned, completely different from this, but, you know, games are wide and diverse, and yeah. So really like the fact that we can customize buildings here, and these are certainly things that we've seen before, but when you have a massive open city with huge skyscrapers, we all know damn well we're not going to be able to go in those buildings. There ain't no way. Like, you might be able to go in the lobby, maybe 2 or 3 floors, but you know what's going to happen? The same damn thing we see every single time, even with AAA devs, where a building on floor 2 or 3 is just, you know, there's like a ton of furniture blocking the stairs. Every single lamp, a bed, and like 2 couches and like a recliner will be blocking the stairwell, and it's so annoying. But it's like, all right, the driving seems cool. Some of the missions or quests that we might be able to get look fun. The fact that it's entering early access is great, but the fact that there was some shady business before, which none of us have forgotten, where it's like, oh yeah, dude, you know, litigation or whatnot. I feel like if the developers of this game and whoever may be publishing it, whoever is backing this game, was able to get some information about a court case going on and some actual legal filings, which I tried to look for, but and they may actually be out there, but like, for example, what happened with Nexon and Dark and Darker, you know, there was actual physical documentation, litigation, where people were, of course, rooting for the underdog. People don't want some of these smaller developers to be messed with by forces that might just be you know, not really truly, they're out to make a buck. Patent trolls is what they used to call them a few years ago. And this is something that irritates YouTubers too, with DMCA left and right, where, you know, you'll put up a 45-minute video and, you know, 11 seconds of a song that's copyrighted will play, and then you lose all your monetization. And so for the developers of the day before, it's a real shame to be able to see this game be pulled beforehand, which was the case earlier, and is now going to be launched. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. I'm not exactly sure what we're going to be seeing here at all. With the day before, I thought it was going to be like a story-driven game that was going to take place before the apocalypse, then during, and then after. Kind of like The Last of Us, where you get to play a little bit beforehand as Sarah, very briefly, and then right into essentially like the quote-unquote modern day, where the timeline stays pretty frequent. But I think what we all wanted was just to be an average Joe, or create our own character, go through a few days of life in a vibrant, bustling city, something along the lines of, you know, the Division type graphics and like urban environment. And then, and of course, this is a made-up map, so they can do whatever they want. And then basically put it into where you could build outposts and create your own, I don't know, whatever developers try to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that, they end up every single time with what we ended up with the Pontiac Aztec. You can't have a sports car, a van, a station wagon, a camper, and like a crossover all in one. It just doesn't work, dude. So when you try to make a little bit of Back 4 Blood or Left 4 Dead with a little bit of State of Decay, and maybe you sprinkle in, I don't know, like Stardew Valley or something, and a little bit of the Division, it's not going to happen. It's just not going to work out. Anyway, I am clearly losing my voice. My nose is completely stuffed. I had a sore throat earlier today, but I do feel like I'm getting better. So if you watched this far, thank you very much for putting up with me. But I want to know everybody else's thoughts on what the hell this game is going to be, what the hell this game has been so far, and like, where is this development going? If we're entering early access, will it actually drop? If it does enter early access and blows us away, where does this game go from here? What's the next step? Where could this possibly go to where people have you know, already kind of see this as a tarnished game that somehow did something wrong. Even me trying to look into information about it, it's hard to tell. It really truly is. So I want to know from all of you on what your opinions on this one is. Will you pick it up on day one, or will you wait? I certainly would like to play perhaps apparently they were doing betas and alpha tests of this game long ago, but I truly don't know what to make of this game. Apparently it was behind closed doors for people only working on the game and giving very NDA level feedback where you could only talk to the devs and couldn't really share anything. So but yeah, let me know all your thoughts on the day before its development. It certainly is the type of game I'd love to play. If this were suddenly a different game, I feel like I'd be a sucker. I'd fall for it. Like, if somebody else was making a game suddenly called The Day After, and we had never heard of The Day Before, and this trailer dropped, and more trailers dropped, and then the game came out, I feel like it would be okay. I feel like it'd be all right, and people would be all right with it. But we'd have to see. So anyway, let me know what your thoughts and opinions are down below in the comment section. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching, and I'll see you all very soon. And hopefully, yes, I will be playing this one, and we will see what the hell this is all about. It's been a certainly wacky, weird ride, and I hope to see everybody on the other side of whatever the hell this ends up to be. And I hope it's good, but yeah. Oh.
The Day Before offers a uniquely reimagined journey into post-apocalyptic MMO open-world survival, artfully developed by Fantastic, and brought to you by the publisher Mytona. The open world of The Day Before is beautiful and richly detailed, set in the present day on the U.S. East Coast, following a deadly pandemic. The game begins after you are rescued by the survivors of the Woodbury colony, your new refuge and safe home.
From now on, the doors of Woodbury will always be open to you.
But first, you will create your unique character. Select a personality, choose a gender, and customize every detail, immersing yourself in our vision of post-apocalyptic America. Woodbury survivors are working to rebuild the community, constantly needing supplies, building materials, and various items. Your main task is to bring as much valuable loot as possible, and in return, you'll be rewarded with the local currency known as Woodbury coins.
Who the hell needs your junk?
Keep track of your health, hunger, and thirst indicators. And remember, dangers are everywhere here, ranging from the vicious infected to other players who are ready to take everything from you. We've designed survival in this world to be a thrilling experience. The weapons, which can be modified, are made with maximum realism to ensure that combat remains deep and engaging at all times. Each weapon boasts unique characteristics, as well as realistic reload and recoil mechanics. Completing various community tasks also presents an opportunity to earn Woodbury coins.
Well, who do I see here? How's it going, my friends?
Woodbury coins can be exchanged for ammo, from regular to armor-piercing, weapons, protective equipment, backpacks, food, drinks, and medicines. Spa access to relax, and a gym to work out. Safeguard your accumulated items by storing them in secure storage. Exchange Woodbury coins for cars to swiftly collect loot and access distant, hard-to-reach locations. You will receive your own ranch, where you can purchase and upgrade houses, as well as install furniture and decorations. The ranch serves as your cozy, safe oasis amidst the post-apocalyptic chaos. Welcome to the next generation of post-apocalyptic MMO open-world survival games like never before. Immerse yourself in The Day Before.
The Day Before, Early Access December 7.